Do you remember when? What was it? Harry Connick Jr. hosted Saturday Night Live, and he's doing a concert.
Oh no! You're halfway close. You're almost there. You're thinking Jimmy Fallon played Harry Connick Jr. in a sketch that James Vanderbeek from Dawson's Creek hosted. And please don't ask me how I know. Continue.
You're right. Yeah.
Continue.
He's doing a little concert, and people start shining their little little.
That's what laser pointers were like.
Laser
really
pointer
huge.
at him, and he's like, "Who's doing that?" And then he'll reset himself. Let's have some fun.
Yeah,
he'll start playing.
Yeah, I'd be like, and I think he even said something along the lines of, "I'm gonna play songs that your parents loved."
Yeah, yeah.
Let's have some fun.
Oh, I'm glad it was Jimmy Fallon back then. He was great back then.
It was, and he's like, and James Vanderbeek's like, "I'm gonna make him look like the chick from No Doubt," and he's like, "Stop making me look like the chick from No Doubt."
That's so good.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Matches, how you doing?
Hey, Shannon, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Let me ask you something, Matches. Do you know what I mean when I say old biddy? You know what an old biddy is?
Is that like an old person, like a cute old person, old lady?
No, it's a cool skateboard trick. I did an old biddy on my half pipe. Yes. An old biddy usually is a lady, no offense, an old lady who kind of gets her nose in the business or is always grumpy. There's many different variations, kind of like a Karen.
I thought it was cute, but I guess it's not so cute. Yeah.
Well, it can be. It can be. It can be like a Sophia or a Dorothy.
Yeah.
You know? Or a Miranda from Sex and the City. Ugh. Basically, an old biddy.
Took me a long time to understand Miranda. I think I understand her now.
I closed the door.
I wizened old ears.
Oh my God. Old biddies, okay, I have a perfect example. So at my old church when I was a teenager, my mom was in charge of the puppet ministry. You remember puppet ministries in church?
Yeah. When I was
I don't know about you guys, but we'd always do a sketch, where we'd talk live on the mics, which was hilarious because the puppet would talk and then you'd have 5 seconds of passing the mic. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, I don't think Jesus would approve,
Oh, yeah.
So
true.
At the end of every puppet sketch, Mom would have us lip sync to a song that had something to do with, the little puppet sketch. Yeah. And so I suggested a Striper song. Remember Striper?
Yeah. Is that
They were Christian hair metal.
Yeah.
They were bad.
People liked them.
Yeah. Yeah, To Hell with the Devil, clever title like that. Yellow Black Attack. They had a cover in 1990 of all songs, Shining Star by
Pink Floyd?
No, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Pink
gotcha.
Floyd?
I was thinking Shine On, You Crazy Diamond, sorry.
Oh, no. You're a shining star.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No, okay, so it was really loud, and I suggested, hey, Mom, let's have the puppets lip sync to this. And she heard it. She's like, oh, I love it. Let's do it. Because my mom liked rock and roll.
Uh-huh.
So we do it in church, and of course, the song starts off with, and the guitar's like, do. You're a shining star, no matter who you are. One old biddy at the end of service was like, Gloria, what were you thinking with that song? That's an old biddy.
Oh, I was wondering where this was going. I forgot the whole...
Yeah.
I forgot where this started.
And then there was another old biddy at my mom's old church where my great uncle decided he was going to do something nice for his wife on their anniversary. He had never sang in front of her, so he got up and sang a hymn and gave her a basket of flour.
Really?
For their anniversary. And it was very sweet. And the old biddy criticized him and says, it's not about you, it's about God. You making church all about yourself. And they ended up going to another church.
Wow, I would too, yeah.
Right? Excommunicate. So the reason I bring that up is because tonight's movie on NOMS, which stands for
Nerding Out with Matches and You.
That's right. I'm Shan Halen.
I'm Shan Halen.
Fine, I'm Match Me If You Can.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah.
I'm Shannon. He's Matches. We're Nerd Out with Matches. Tonight's movie that we're doing is about one of the ultimate old biddies of cinema. I'm talking about Bette Midler in...
We're doing Drowning Mona, y'all.
We're doing 2000s Drowning Mona. That's right. The story of love, peaches, and deboned chicken, and what else? All kinds of fun stuff.
All kinds of stuff is in this movie. It's crammed into a joyful celebration of life, basically. In a small town.
a bit of a dark, quirky comedy. Yeah. It's one of those. It's one of those comedies that immediately you're like, oh, this is about a quirky town of quirky.
Yeah, I think it's overrated. I mean, underrated. Sorry, not overrated. I think it's underrated.
Right. I think it sucks.
Well, it was critically panned at the time, if not like scathing reviews about it. I think it was ahead of its time as far as its humor and its kind of indie type of film setting. I guess. Yeah.
Okay, I want you to further elaborate that as we talk about the movie then, because I want to see what you're saying and you can see what I'm saying, and then I'll say what you're seeing.
That's what we're hoping is going to happen every week. If it does or not,
whatever. Yeah, you didn't waste your time, hopefully. Not. But speaking of critics, we don't just do this show, which is NOMS, Nerding Out with Matches and Shannon, alone. Do we matches?
No, we don't. We have a help with our little cherubs from on high. Siskel.
Oh, sorry, where are my wings? No, I'm bad.
And sometimes Roper.
That's right.
Today it may be Roper, actually. I think this is our first Roper.
Oh, is this when he joined the show?
This was like, what, 2000, 2001?
Yeah.
So it could be anybody, but it
He had been one of the guest critics that would come in every now and then. I don't know when he officially joined the show, but I know he was definitely there permanently during the summer.
Yeah. And
so maybe he
was there periodically, before that. So we'll see. Yeah. We could get him. We don't know yet. Yeah.
We could get a little Roper. It's going to be a surprise for all of us. Well, thank you for joining us. And Matches, you happen to love this movie, so why don't you give us a little, as they call it, a synopsis?
Ooh, I will as soon as we beautiful B-roll footage.
And now Matches is going to thrill us all with a little bit of the sandwich meat that is Drowning Mona before we have the whole meal.
Well, according to the internet, Drowning Mona 2000 is a dark comedy film set in the quirky town of Verplank, New York. Yes.
A real place.
Where nearly everyone drives a Yugo. The story begins with the mysterious death of Mona Dearly, a universally disliked, foul-tempered woman who drives off a cliff. The water, wasn't it? I guess.
No, you're not wrong, but she does go off a cliff.
Yeah. As Police Chief Wyatt Rash investigates, he finds that nearly the entire town had a motive for killing her, including her husband, son, and neighbor. The film unfolds as a whodunit with comedic twists revealing secrets, grudges, and dysfunctions in the lives of the townspeople. It stars Danny DeVito, Bette Midler, Neve Campbell, Jamie Lee Curtis, and many, many more.
Lots. And it's got a lot of surprises, in fact, of people you didn't know were in it,
Yeah, and you have never seen this movie, right?
No. I remember in early 2000 seeing the trailers for it, and also Bette Midler had also just come out with a movie called Isn't She Great?
Yeah.
Which was the story of the woman who wrote the book Valley of the Dolls.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me that. I want to watch that now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know much about it. I just know that. I know David Hyde Pierce is in it. And I know the cover of the video, he's twirling her, and she's, Bette Midler.
Yeah. I wonder how Ebert felt about that since he wrote Beyond.
That's a good question. I don't even know if they're related. I think it's just by title only.
Oh, really? Maybe.
I mean, I don't know much about
the first one. The second one kind of went all over the place. I don't know. Apparently.
That's true. But I know that critics savaged Valley, Isn't She Great? So then this movie comes out. I'm like, it's a Bette Midler twofer. And critics were not kind from what I can tell.
No. It just kind of was there and gone. It
was. The movie kind of came and went. It was not a hit. I remember seeing the trailers and thinking, wow, this is an all-star cast. You got Danny DeVito, Bette Midler, Neve Campbell, who was riding high on Scream and Party of Five, Jamie Lee Curtis,
Another final girl, in this.
There you go. There, two final girls together.
She was great. All these people are so dysfunctional, and I love how Neve Campbell and Casey Affleck they really are the bright shining stars of this town, I guess.
Oh, you spoiled it. That's right. This movie's got an Affleck, but not Brian or Ben.
It's got one that nobody really likes, I guess. I
gotta be honest. It took me a while to like Casey Affleck, and I still don't. It was something about his voice. He was always sounding like, "Hey, I just woke up. How's it going, everybody?"
Oh yeah, this movie is like him in full that. But I actually like it for the character.
Really? Well, this is full. You're right. This is full tilt boogie Casey Affleck. Because I thought in every movie he was in, even his cameo in American Pie, I was like, why does he talk so high?
Yeah.
It's how it sounds, man.
I really like that A24 movie. I think it's called Ghost, where him and his wife. I mean, it's part of the plot, but he dies and he becomes a ghost, and it's just like a sheet standing there Well, basically, the house transforms around him as other people come in, and it goes
I've
later
heard
and later
about
and later.
this.
Yeah, and then nothing's there anymore.
I liked him in Gone Baby Gone, the Ben Affleck directed movie from I think 2007.
Oh yeah, I loved that movie.
Morgan Freeman. That is a great movie. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so I saw the trailers, and here's the thing. So it technically came out in March, but up until about, and you may know this or you may not have realized it. It took me a few years to realize. Up until about, I'd say around 2008-ish, 2009-ish, January and February and very early March were used as sort of dumping grounds by studios to sort of, rake off and throw some movies out there that maybe they didn't think would be very good, or that they were kind of cutting their losses.
But moviegoers that need movies would need something to go to. So yeah, they would. At least somebody would go to them,
because it's not a summer blockbuster, it's not a spring movie, and it's not a fall and December movie, which are kind of Oscar bait, Oscar race.
You find some good movies in that bunch, though. Sometimes,
so you need like 3 months of filler, which they don't do anymore. Now they put like the big name films in January and February. Because they started being hits, and occasionally, you'd get like a good film in that mix or a semi hit. If it made some money, good. If it didn't, whatever.
Yeah,
and that's, I guess, kind of how I felt about this one. It was one of those movies that you were just like, I might go see it, Because, around that time, like I said, there are some gems. For every Wild Things, which is awesome, you got Baby Geniuses. So,
yeah. Every time I do something a little smart, I call myself a baby genius. And they're like, why are you a baby genius? I'm like, it's much more impressive than a regular genius.
You don't expect it. That's funny because every time I do something stupid, I call myself a wild thing.
I like that. That's good.
I like to make hard things.
Yeah.
So I never saw it until, the last week when you said we were going to do the movie. And I was like, I guess I better watch Drowning Mona then.
Yeah, what a perfect time. And I really am glad I gave this a chance back in 2018 or so. Because I just didn't know what to expect because it was just so critically bombed. Like and but I think it was my brother's roommate said it was one of his favorite movies, and I was like, okay, I'll check it out, and had the best time. It's my second favorite comedy next to Josie and the Pussycats.
Are you serious?
I don't know. I just said that.
That's funny. It's my second favorite comedy right after Beethoven's Third.
Yeah, but I do love Josie and the Pussycats. That was an amazing movie. It was that was a good movie. Time. Yeah,
that was a good movie. And like I said on the text yesterday, when it came out, I got it.
We got it. But it took critics a long time to come around. But there's been,
and some fans too.
Yeah.
I just remember watching it at the house when little Rocket was like a year and a half, and she was shaking her little booty.
Oh, really?
Dancing. Yeah.
The music was great. I didn't know so many people had a hand in that music, though. There's a lot.
Yeah. Well, the music in this movie is okay. It does. It starts off with Bette Midler. You're like, okay, you already know that she's going to be like the town harpy. That everyone in town hates her. You knew that from the trailers, right?
Oh yeah.
And she comes out and she tries to open her car and she can't. So then she looks over and opens the car next to it. She's like, that's not normal.
Yeah.
Turns out it's her son's car. And I just want to say quick before we get to Siskel Ebert. You know how much love I had for the little brother in Flight of the Navigator? That little 8-year-old punk? Yeah. Well, I did the timeline. I'm pretty sure that little punk grew up to be Jeff from this movie. Because I hate Jeff. I like Mona.
Totally wrong. And he ended up like this. He's the worst guy you've ever met in your entire life. Just there,
Because the first time you meet him and Casey Affleck have a lawnscaping business. Casey Affleck is mowing grass, sweating, working hard. Yeah. And Jeff is sitting on a swing talking to a little girl and flirting. With the little, he's like,
successfully
so
somehow.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So she waves to him as they leave, and Casey Affleck is like, she's 13. And what does Jeff say?
He says, finally.
I know!
Without even missing a beat or without a hint of irony. And the girl doesn't look 13. I'm going to say she looks 9 if I'm being honest.
She looked about 9 or 10. You're not wrong. Doesn't matter. It's still... That right away set the bar for Jeff. I was like, I'm going to hate Jeff.
Yeah.
There's no redeeming.
There's
no forgiving Jeff.
I feel like he gets worse than that somehow. But yeah.
He does. He starts here and then digs lower.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. So, I'm going to talk about how much I hate Jeff.
Good.
And it's funny. His character's funny.
Yeah, he's so good.
You hate Mona.
I don't know if he ever did anything again because, people don't like people that they don't like in movies a lot.
Well, I looked at his IMDb and I looked at Wikipedia, and I didn't see anything of note because I thought he looked familiar.
Yeah.
But I'm like, like he's done stuff, but not as much.
Yeah. They just won't hire you if people don't like you. They can't.
They won't. Again, I'll quote it. Billy Zane, way too good in Titanic, could not get hired after that, except for
famously the lead from the movie, The Controversials from the 90s. He couldn't get work after that. I think the next thing I saw him in was just a bit part in My Name is Earl, but he couldn't get work because he played that character so realistically.
Yes. Was that Leo Fitzpatrick?
Yeah. So he's worked a little bit, but not at all.
I don't know if the same guy did Bully, but he was in Bully as the fake gangster.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is a disturbing movie.
It was Harmony Korine writing and directing that one, but he only wrote the first one.
That movie disturbed me in so many ways. In fact, when I saw that guy in Mean Girls that had been in the movie, I was like, no, I can't like him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's not the movie we're doing. We're doing Drowning Mona. Let's speculate about what Siskel and insert reviewer here thought about this movie. I'm going to guess they hated it. Yeah. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to tell you how I felt about the movie totally, but... And I know you love it, and I know your brother loves it, and I had never seen it. So I was ready for it. I knew it was going to be about quirky people in a quirky little town, and everyone's got great one-liners. Yeah. There was an ugliness to them. And I'm sorry. I mean, I knew it was going to be a dark comedy.
It's a dark comedy. These people are dysfunctional, most of them.
Yeah, but it's almost unlikably dysfunctional. So
yeah, it is.
You can do dark, and you can have unlikable characters and have it work. Mm-hmm. I'm going to guess that Ebert and whoever else probably hated the movie, but I could be surprised. What do you think?
Well, I know I've seen it before, but I can't remember.
Okay.
I think around 2021, people started uploading a ton of Siskel and Ebert to YouTube, around 2020, 2021, something like that.
Took that long.
And that's when I noticed it. And when I watched this is what sparked the idea for this podcast 4 years ago.
Kidding me?
No. I was texting you guys in our group chat we've had for a long time now, I guess.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, what if we did a podcast, over the reviews of Siskel and Ebert? I don't know how that would work. And y'all were like, yeah, let's do it. And then we didn't do it for like 3.5 years.
I know, because we come up with other ideas. We're like, we should do a podcast where we do, we'll do it tomorrow.
And then we didn't do it, yeah.
No, because I kept being like, wait, guys, I don't have the equipment. Wait, guys.
Oh, yeah, it's true, yeah, but it's fine. It came around as when it needed to.
That's right. Thanks to our Radio Shack sale, I'm ready now.
Yeah, and let's do this Drowning Mona thing. Let's see what they think. I'm pretty sure they hate it. There's
more like Frowning Mona.
Yeah, I remember how much I like it, so I'm thinking that they just didn't get it at all, which blew my mind.
Maybe not.
I'm gonna see.
Maybe not. And there is kind of a drowning pool connection if you think about that. Let the bodies hit the river. Let the bodies hit the river.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Clarence.
I think so. What'd you say?
So thanks, Clarence.
You called me Clarence. It was like a beautiful sight coming over the sunshine. We're gonna talk about Clarence too. We gotta talk
I love
about
that
Clarence.
guy. Let's see. Go ahead and share.
And the next best thing.
Mona dearly.
That's the Madonna Rupert Everett romance.
Southbound on Route 9 when apparently her vehicle was involved in a 211.
Police Chief Danny DeVito finds out the most hated woman in town is dead in Drowning Mona, one of 5 new films we'll be reviewing this week. I'm Roger Ebert.
I just wanted to say that I'm glad to see that guy in something else besides The Frighteners.
Peter Dobson. Yeah. Actually, Peter Dobson, I feel like he was being positioned in the 90s as like the next big thing, like maybe the next Chevy Chase.
For sure,
next Bill Murray. Yeah, he was pushed in a lot of stuff. He was also in, I wrote it down. He was in, yes, my producer just put it in my ear and I had written that down. He was Blink and You Miss Him, Elvis Presley in Forrest Gump.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I did write that down, actually, but thank you, producer, for putting it right in my cerebellum.
Speaking of, there is a Chevy Chase connection to this film we'll talk about a little later, so don't let me forget.
Okay. I want to see Peter Dobson was also on a short-lived summer series on CBS called Johnny Bago, about a guy who traveled the world in a Winnebago and had an adventure per week, and I actually kind of liked it.
Wow, that sounds fun. Okay.
Yeah, like I said, they were trying to push him as the next big thing. He was on a Tales from the Crypt episode as an imaginary friend.
Okay.
And he was also in a few big movies, and I think every now and then he shows up. But yeah, he didn't quite. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Of the Chicago
Here we go.
Sun-Times.
Let's do this.
And I'm Richard Roper, syndicated columnist for the Chicago Sun-Times.
Okay, first.
Yes.
We got Roper.
It's our first Roper show, right?
Yeah, officially. The one that we released, yes.
Dear Roper, we love you so much. Please come on our show.
Oh, please. That would be so awesome.
To stumble upon us through the interwebs.
Kids, if you're playing the drinking game right now, you would drink 2 7-Ups.
Manifesting
movie,
Roper.
And although Mona drowned,
Man, that would be awesome if we
scene
could
of
talk to
drowning Mona, we see enough of her in flashbacks to understand why almost everyone she knew had a possible motive for killing her. Mona is played by Bette Midler as an unbearably obnoxious citizen of an upstate New York town where everybody drives Yugo. Why Yugos? Well, because Verplanck, New York, was chosen by Yugo as its first test market, and in the years since then, no one seems to have made enough money to buy a new car. Mona was driving one the day she died, and here is a sample of her personal style.
You don't find me attractive no more.
Of course I don't, do.
You got something going on, don't you, Bill? Don't you? You've been playing Wheel of Fortune with someone else.
That's William Fichtner as her husband.
At the time, I forgot the Wheel of Fortune thing. I was like, what is she talking about? And I think, is it later it shows them playing Wheel of Fortune with his mistress?
Actually, no. We'll go ahead and spoil it. William Fichtner, who, by the way, is a wonderful actor.
Oh, my God. Every time I see him, he is so good. Like, he does everything right. Yeah.
He's either, half the time when he's playing a character, you feel like he's hiding something.
Yeah. He's so good at that. Yeah.
So his character, Phil, the husband of Mona and the father of Jeff, we think, has been having an affair simultaneously with Jamie Lee Curtis's character at this motel where they literally pay by the hour. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it's a real Monsters Ball kind of situation, I guess.
There you go, little
pretty
woman in the sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so him and Jamie Lee Curtis, like, I thought it was a metaphor at first, but they really have like a home version game of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
And they don't go into too many details, but they make it sexual, and he's always wanting to get the free spin.
Oh, yeah. It's like, what is that? I don't know.
And he moves the little dial with his tongue, and it's a very sexual metaphor. So apparently him and Mona started that first, I guess.
Yeah. At one time, years and years and years ago. Yeah. I like it when she says, don't you find me attractive anymore? He's like, no. I mean, yes.
Yeah. William Fichtner is great because he alternates between, like, he is definitely a battered husband in the
battered
sense.
husband bit is my favorite. And at the end, you can barely hear the cop go, he was a better husband. When they find him, I guess, yeah.
Well, it's funny because you have sympathy for him at first.
Yeah.
And then as the movie goes on, you realize you're like, oh, no.
Yeah, because he seems like just kind of a half-witted kind of a person who's there.
Or maybe someone who's been beaten down so much by Mona, he's like afraid. Like when, Bobby Calzone, by the way, the name of Casey Affleck's character, Bobby Calzone. I love that. Yeah. They're asking him what he thinks, and he's like, like he's afraid to say things like, I agree. Yeah. And then when they all start making fun of Bobby, calling him a kissay, he joins in, he's like, kissay.
Yep.
Kiss butt.
Like a lot of other local citizens, he's a little slow-witted, and he's cheating on his wife with Jamie Lee Curtis, a waitress at the local diner.
We just already said this.
They're calling Mona's accident a case, which means they don't think that she died because of some slippery road. So that means there's an investigation.
Casey Affleck and Marcus Thomas play partners in a landscaping business, and the Thomas character is Mona's son.
I ain't working today.
Oh, no, you shouldn't work. You're definitely on a grievance leave, and I'm just coming by to say that I'm really sorry.
Yeah, that's great, if that's what you want to tell yourself, yeah.
Well, hey, listen, if you ask me, he sounds real broken up about it. I mean, look at him.
Yeah, no kidding.
Affleck is engaged to marry Police Chief Danny DeVito's daughter, played by Neve Campbell.
Love him so much, Ned.
I know you do. I'm going to sort this whole mess out, all right?
Okay. Was Mom like this before you guys got married?
Well, that was a little different. Well, no one died then, honey.
We can see the Drowning Mona has a first-rate cast, but the characters are so lightweight, so artificial, so superficially manipulated by the wind-up plot that the movie lacks conviction even on its own level. It forgets the comedies should, in a way, take themselves very seriously, and that their characters should think that every gag involves matters that are crucially important, at least to them. Yeah.
Huh.
That might match something that you and your brother said, something about they don't give the jokes time to breathe.
Yeah, and I noticed it less this next time watching it. Like, I thought it is exactly what it needs to be. I just needed to, get the handle on that swing of things, I guess, or the
rhythm, like you like it better the second time.
I'm going to go back and see what he said right here.
Oh, okay. Hey, I will say at the beginning, it does say that Verplank, New York was chosen as the Yugo testing ground. But it goes, but that's another story. So I'm thinking that's going to have something to do with the movie. But all it is that every single person, including Sheriff Danny DeVito, drives a Yugo. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, one of them had a sunroof, but that's the only difference I saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, see, I thought maybe Yugos were unreliable, and that's how Mona died. Because the trailer questions, like, did she die by accident, even though everybody had a motive to kill her because she was so hateful and terrible? That's the mystery.
Yeah. All right.
So what do you want to watch again?
I was going to see what he said that last bit.
Take themselves very seriously, and that their characters should think that every gag involves matters that are crucially important, at least to them.
Yeah,
I don't get that. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe
I think I see what he's saying. I think what he's saying is the characters are lightweight because everyone has a quirk. Like, for instance, Danny DeVito's character, you can tell right away he loves musicals. So, because he talks about it all the time. Him and the first time we see him, he's on the phone with Neve Campbell, his daughter, and he's talking about, what do you mean you don't like the Starlight Express? It's kind of like West Side Story. And Rita Moreno was great in that.
Talks to Bobby Calzone about what was Sound of Music, and he's like, I don't know what that is. He's like, come with me. And I think they went at the Sound of Music.
Oh, he did? Yeah, he said they were going to be like the Von Trapp family.
Yeah.
because Neve Campbell tells him halfway through the movie that she's pregnant, even though they're engaged. So they're going to get married anyway.
Yeah, I got the feeling he was going to go immediately show him and then continue with business.
Oh, that is hilarious. 3 hours later.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, I want to say one of the mysteries of the movie is how did Jeff lose his right hand? And they just flip and spoiled it in this review.
Well, we don't have to tell them that. Kids at home, if you haven't seen Drowning Mona yet, go watch it right now and then come back.
Oh, yeah, definitely come back and...
Yeah, because we're going to spoil some stuff in this movie that it's really delightful. It's a dark movie, but they act so like charming on the outside that I think it works for me.
Well, I mean, and the thing is, they do some funny things where they have lots of what's the word I'm looking for? Like misdirects where you think you're going to see where Jeff lost his hand. You know, like for instance, there's a scene they flash back and he's doing the knife thing, from Aliens around the fingers. He's like, "Look, Bob, really good." And you're like, "Oh, that's how it happened." And she just slaps him and he stops and you're like, oh, okay. And then the deputies they've got their own theories about how it happened. And it usually involves beer.
Yep. And it didn't spoil anything, fellers. Go watch the movie and come right back. And you're back. All right, let's see what Roper has to say.
Just because everybody's wacky and eccentric doesn't make the movie funny. You mentioned this really good cast, but
that was my only criticism of the Gilmore Girls was like, not everybody is that clever,
I know, right? Not everybody talks with that many or Dawson's Creek. Remember the first seasons? They were like, everybody spoke and like, the sun looks like Tarantino, put you in the right position. You know what I mean?
Oh, I guess so, yeah. That's funny. I wanted to go back and watch those old shows like that and Felicity and see how they hold up.
Yeah. It's funny how you can lose a whole bunch of viewers in love just by cutting your hair.
Yeah, it's true.
And of course, I'm talking about Dawson's Creek. No, I'm talking about Felicity.
Remember the Dawson crying meme? I love that.
Well, I know we got to keep moving with this, but I kind of agree with Roper. Like, everybody is quirky, everybody is a little over the top, and I don't know, it might wear a little thin for some people.
No, I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect for today. Like, if this came out on YouTube or Netflix within the last few years, it'd be an instant classic, I think.
Really? With the same cast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in the words of Casey Affleck, that's fine.
They're not really good in this movie, I don't think. I think this is Jamie Lee Curtis at her most unattractive, which is hard to do. And Danny DeVito, they give him this little thing where he's into Broadway plays, but it doesn't go anywhere. And a lot of people, each character has like a little quirk, and then they don't go anywhere with it.
Yeah. Actually, the funniest running gag is the fact that Mona's son has lost his hand, and there are 6 different versions about how he lost the hand, but in each version, he was reaching for a beer at the time.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That was pretty funny.
That's true. Yeah, the beer was right every single time.
Yeah. Like one of the deputies saw, in their mind, he had like a chainsaw and he reached over the chainsaw to grab the beer.
Yep. It was like,
and then at one point he's fishing and he drops his beer in the river and they don't show it, but it seems like a gator or some kind of
gator got
monster.
Him. And then there was the wood chipper incident one, and they come back from the store and he goes, "That's not a logging accident." Well, what is it? What did you hear? I thought that was great. He called it a logging accident.
The real story does actually involve a beer.
Yeah.
gone into that and left off this whole.
All right, let's wrap this up. I can't wait to hear what they
Yeah, and the stuff with Yugos isn't funny. No. The side characters, the rest of the characters aren't that funny. And even the thing with the dumb guy. I mean, they don't really play with that enough.
No. You know, I'm a fan of Danny DeVito, and for that matter, of Nev Campbell. And this time, forget about it.
Forget about it completely. Now, our next movie is When You Don't.
Well, when you're wrong, you're wrong. It's fine to be wrong.
So they loved it.
No. They panned over all of it. Well, the beer scene is fun.
Yeah, they talked about the hand mystery. Yeah. Well, okay, I'm going to say my review of their review. I'm going to give I think, even though I don't have the venom and the hatred for this movie that they do, I'm going to say it's pretty accurate because they are right. Everyone's got a quirk, but it just kind of happens and it moves on, and it's not cohesive like it should be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think you're wrong, Shannon. No.
No one's ever told me that in my entire life.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm so biased toward this movie. And then the second time watching it, it was even more delightful than the first time. So, I don't know. Go into more detail about what you're saying.
Well, let's go full screen so we can actually talk to each other, because I can't see you.
I forgot. Yep, there we go.
That's okay.
That's on me.
I know. I look better in a tiny little thumbnail.
That's right. I don't think
so what'd you say? You want me to elaborate on what I meant?
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right. So I watched this movie, and like I said, I knew there were going to be quirky characters. I knew it was going to be a dark comedy. But it's just like, I don't know. Some of it was really funny. I'm going to say that right now. I do not love the movie like you and your brother did, and I'm sorry. Oh. But I don't hate it like Tank Girl. It is not Tank Girl in any way, because it's actually funny, and there's a lot of good stuff in this movie. Like, the one-liners are hilarious. Bobby Calzone is lovingly dumb. Casey Affleck plays him great. He looks like he's got first runner-up in the Ryan Gosling lookalike contests, a little bit, at that era.
Yeah.
He almost looks like a Dennis the Menace kind of, he's so young.
Yeah, he definitely has a wig on. I just want to say that. That was not his hair. Obviously
right?
Not his.
Well, like I said, the casting of this movie is great. Let's go through the cast. We've talked about the big stars, but we've also got people that we haven't mentioned. We talked about Peter Dobson.
Yep.
His character, as I guess he's sort of the second in command, maybe, or he thinks he is. He's got he's got like a movie and TV Cop City vibe, doesn't he? Like he always is standing at attention.
Yeah.
And he's calling codes. And he's very seriously, it's a 57845.
He could definitely be like a Miami Vice type cop or any kind of cop, really. Yeah.
He's like a big city cop in a small city world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got the two deputies. One of them is played by, and I wrote his name down because I could never remember it.
They look familiar to me.
Paul, well, I don't know the other guy that well, but apparently he's been in a lot of stuff. But Paul Ben Victor, the bald guy, the guy who looks like an Italian guy, I thought he was in so much more. But I'm looking at his IDBM and I'm like, I don't know some of these movies.
IMDb. Sorry.
Whatever. IBBBDB. I'm looking at his ICUP and callback. He had a very prominent part in the Daredevil movie. Remember, he's the first guy that Daredevil takes down?
Oh, very cool.
Yes. And he's in a lot of stuff. Like, you've seen him before. He usually plays somebody sleazy. Like, hey, you come to my apartment,
Okay.
But they're funny because they have almost like a bromance. Not like, they're like a couple, but not like in a fighting way. Like, in the beginning of the movie, they're talking about something. He's like, you know what? I shouldn't have brought it up. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at the end, when a gun goes off, they go running the other way.
Yeah, that's great. That was great. Like, come back, guys. I've got the gun. They're like, oh, and it was just the two cops that ran away. I like how that was shot because you didn't really know it was them. Exactly.
And then they were like, we were just establishing
they were the only two, yeah.
You've got playing Casey Affleck's kind of loser bar owner brother, Mark Pellegrino.
Yeah.
Who we know from a lot of TV, Jacob from Lost.
Yep.
Lucifer from Supernatural.
That's right. Wait, is that really him?
That's Jacob.
Was
Mark
he
Pellegrino.
Also in
what else is he in? I know you know, but I can't
Idle
think.
Hands? Hold on.
No. That's I know what you're thinking of. I forget his name. He's in he's in a lot of stuff at that time, but I can't remember his name. But that's not him.
Let me see.
I know you're thinking Vivica Fox.
No, you're right. It is him. Okay. Yeah.
Mark Pellegrino. So he's his brother, and there's a funny joke about how early in the movie, Nev Campbell says they wanted boneless chicken, and the guy who's providing the food said he'll debone all the chickens, but it's going to cost him an extra $500. And it's him. It's his own brother who's overcharging him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
He's catering the wedding. So you got that. Like they said, Jamie Lee Curtis. Did you think she looked ugly? I didn't.
That was like her role to play like a waitress in her 30s. Remember she said she was 33?
Because I did the math. I'm like, hold on, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. She was at least 45 at that point. I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, she looked the part of the small town waitress that's, doing a dad and his son. So,
yeah, spoiler alert, she's also having an affair not only with Phil the dad, but Jeff.
Yeah, we already said that. We did.
Did we? Yeah. Where was I? Was I in podcast?
Remember I said Monsters Ball situation?
Oh, I thought you meant the hotel. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay. Wait.
Oh, my God. What? You weren't with me at all. All right.
Heath Ledger wasn't doing it with Halle Berry. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Monsters Ball.
No, I mean.
Wasn't it about, what's his name?
No, Billy Bob Thornton and Halle Berry got together, but he had executed her husband, who, by the way, was played by Diddy. So.
Oh, I thought the deal was that Heath Ledger was also like.
No, they didn't even know her at the time.
Are you serious?
No, they didn't even know
Why did I think this whole time? I've never seen it. I've only heard about it. That's what I thought. We
got a Monsters Ball situation going
the
on.
entire time. Are we sure? It wasn't shown? Maybe your little brain was like, I don't get it.
That's like saying, it's just like The Big Chill. Isn't there like a snowstorm and a whole bunch of people die?
I thought so too. Is that not true?
No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry I stepped over your joke. I really am. I did hear you say Monsters Ball, but I didn't. I thought you meant like CD sex. I thought you meant like dirty sex. That's okay. That's okay. We don't edit this whole show.
Dang, this whole time, man. I got to watch Monsters Ball.
No, Monsters Ball. Heath Ledger is Billy Bob Thornton's son, and they both work at the prison in the death row.
And they weren't sharing Halle Berry or nothing.
No. Halle Berry, like I said, is married to the guy that Heath Ledger takes down Death Row, the Green Mile, if you will, P. Diddy. And then I think Billy Bob Thornton knows that maybe through records, but she doesn't know that Billy Bob Thornton. Anyway, so yeah, it's a good movie. We can do it sometime.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
I was upset that it wasn't about a big party with monsters.
Me too.
I know, right?
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I want the Monster Mash song. Anyway, so, okay,
right,
going on about the cast. So, what's great about this cast, again, you've also got a lady named Kathleen Wilhoit as, is it Lucinda, the very, very butch mechanic?
Yes.
Yes. Now, do you know where she is from?
No, I couldn't place her, but she looks so familiar.
Lots of stuff. Okay, moving on. For me, probably, I saw her a lot in the 80s, and I didn't know she was that tall. But maybe it's because she was next to Danny DeVito in a lot of scenes. But she used to play mousy characters in the 80s and 90s. She is known to me as being the waitress from Roadhouse.
Oh.
Yeah. Her debut movie was a B movie that I'm not proud to say I used to see on cable back in the day called Private School with Phoebe Cates. And you know what I'm talking
about.
It's a cheesy teen sex comedy. Matthew Modine is in that movie.
Yeah, I was a teen when that came out, probably. So
right. Yeah. I saw it on USA and Showtime, so I saw both. Yeah, and the sexy lady who's in that movie, Jill from the Saw movie.
Are you
Mr.
serious?
Saw's wife. Yep, that is Jigsaw's wife.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool.
Oh, she looks almost completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, not at all, yeah.
No. But let me tell you about these two surprises that I had no idea were in the movie. Or three, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, in this movie, playing Cubby, the hair comb-over king who owns a funeral home and apparently has a very active sex life, or at least maybe does prostitutes. Will Ferrell is in this movie in a very small but funny role. Will Ferrell's hilarious.
He's hilarious. He is. Yeah, he's as hilarious as the rest of the movie, Shannon. I'm just going to say. Just as good and delightful and funny.
Disagree to agree.
Oh, no.
But he is funny. And it's funny because he'd been in movies like we talked about Austin Powers, Night at the Roxbury. Yeah. But he was still on SNL at the time. So this is before he big breakthrough with Old School and Elf, and became the movie star. Yeah, so he could still do small cameos. And also in a small cameo, as yet to be discovered, you know who I'm talking about. She's a lovely lady. She's a queen of comedy. What's her name?
Oh, Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy in a tiny role as a waitress.
Before Gilmore Girls, so yeah.
Yeah, it was the same year as Gilmore Girls, but before it premiered,
Yeah.
So, she was Sookie on that show?
I know that. I love the Gilmore Girls.
Me too.
One of my favorite shows in the entire world. I'm gay for that show. So
I'm just so agah for that show.
Man, I do love that show. It's good. But like I said, not everyone is that quirky,
No. And again, I made this joke before, but every time, you saw the grandpa be like, that's the head vampire, run!
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, good times, good times. Oh, and again, the grandma from the Gilmore Girls was the mom in Dirty Dancing.
Oh,
probably
right.
her two biggest roles.
Yeah, I actually bought her book recently. I haven't. It's
The third Gilmore Girl. You have that book?
I do. Yeah.
That's
it's
awesome.
on audio book, but I haven't.
And then there's the fourth Gilmore Girl, Sean Gunn.
That's right.
So, he is great in that.
He was so
Kirk,
good in that.
Kirk, yeah. Back to Drowning Mona. So you've got that, and then you've got a blink and you miss it cameo by a guy who maybe you don't know his name, but he's in everything. Mr. Brian Doyle Murray. He has one line. He's the guy in the truck when Lucinda gets in the truck, and he goes, "You're gonna charge him extra, aren't you?" She's like, "You know it."
That's so good.
Am I missing any other actors of note?
Who was it that played Clarence?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tracy Walter.
Yeah, he's been in lots of stuff. I remember him from Batman, I think, the most.
I was about to say, if you don't remember him as Bob, the greatest sidekick ever, yes. I love it, because one of my favorite line in the movie is, the whole time Joker's been asking Bob, like, Bob, binoculars.
Yeah.
Bob, this, and he hands to him. And at the very end, he goes, Bob. He takes the gun and kills Bob.
Yeah. He does.
That actually made my mom sad.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, poor Bob."
Poor Bob. Yeah, he was good
Poor
in
Bob.
that. I liked him in this. Clarence. I guess he was kind of the Clarence from It's a Wonderful Life character that sat there and kind of watched over the town and saw everything. And,
maybe a bit of
he
a
also
Greek chorus
fixed
in a
it
way.
a little bit by doing something that was naughty, but for good purpose, I guess.
And we'll talk about that in a second. But wouldn't you say he was a bit of a Greek chorus too? Like
he was. Yeah.
He
was all of
observes
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally, like you said, observes everything because he's so quiet.
Yeah.
The scene will pull back and you'll see him like just sitting there. Like he wasn't hiding. He was just sitting there and no one noticed him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He heard everything. That guy, Tracy Walter, he is a great character actor. If you name 10 movies, he's probably been in 2.
Yeah.
And he was the cook in City Slickers that got drunk and ruined I think it was Cookie was his name.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because we had to see his butt.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I was like, that's Bob. That's Bob. That's Bob's
yeah.
butt.
Yeah, he was really good in this. He's always director. Did you look up the director any at all?
Yeah, Nick Gomez.
Yeah, he's done a lot of TV. He's done Drowning Mona and a lot of TV.
He did. A lot of TV episodes that we know and have seen.
Yeah.
He did a few movies. I didn't write it down. He had his debut movie was in 1992, and it got some critical love, and I can't remember what it was. It's about gangsters. Edie Falco's in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love Edie Falco.
She's a young Edie Falco. I think she was 67 then. And
no. Let's see.
I can't remember what it was called. But
I can find it here. Laws of Gravity.
Laws of Gravity. Yeah, it was a critically loved movie. I remember
Really?
that. Yeah, and then he did a second film.
He did New Jersey Drive after that.
Okay, that was about car thieves. And when I graduated high school, I don't know Illtown, but this was like his fourth movie, I think. And then after this, he didn't do so many. He did a few other movies that weren't of note, I think.
Yeah, maybe so. But most I see is TV series. He directed 1 or 2 episodes of everything. Dexter, True Blood, The 4400, The Shield, Veronica Mars. Like all of my favorite shows. Like
I was going to say, every show that we love.
Burn Notice is on there,
Wait. Did he direct an episode of Shasta McNasty?
I don't know. He directed 3 episodes in 2012. That's all I know. Oh, Shasta McNasty. What is that?
That was it. Oh, I thought you don't remember Shasta McNasty. Okay, tangent. Shasta McNasty was a UPN show that started in 1999. It was supposed to be a modern day Monkees about these wacky dudes who had a rap group, and Jake Busey was in it. That's right. Yeah. Gary Busey's son. And these 2 other guys that you'd seen before, and it was bad. Enjoyably bad. It lasted 1 season.
Okay. Oh, he directed an episode of the new Charms series, which I saw the first 1.5 seasons. I forgot to finish it. I don't know if it was any good or not.
My beautiful wife, she loved the original Charm show, and she liked the remake a lot too.
Yeah, it was fun what I saw. I just need to go finish it. I completely forgot about it.
Oh, okay, good. Then I won't spoil the last episode for you.
Good. There's four seasons, it says. And I'm like, wow, I've got 2 seasons and a half to go. That's great.
Oh, and what's so funny is I don't think they meant to, but somewhere around the 3rd season, they kind of do what Charm did, and one of the characters leaves. But I think this time it was amicable. Yeah, no offense to Shannon Doherty.
But I like this movie a lot. It's just so understated. Like all the comedy, everything is just down low. I love it.
Well, can we talk quickly about the plot, sort of like in the way that okay, it seems like it's an accident.
Yeah.
And like I said, you do like Phil at first.
Yeah.
And then you realize, you knew Phil hated her, obviously, because he was beat down.
But he was a bad husband.
Right. But then him and Jeff both start to implicate Bobby to Danny DeVito because they're telling him their versions where Bobby is just a monster. Because, okay, spoiler alert.
You know that's
Jeff,
not exactly true or probably not true, but it also starts to look like he really did it for a while there.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So Bobby's had so much of Jeff because Jeff has killed a dog named Peaches at one of their lawn care stops. Like, on purpose, he chases Peaches and runs it over. And so, from Jeff's point of view, he tells Danny DeVito's character about how they come back to the house and he's like, Bobby, why'd you kill Peaches? And he's like, who cares? Like, you never killed a dog. And Bobby's being so out of character that you know it's not true.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Bette Midler comes up. She's like, boys, please stop fighting. And he grabs Bette Midler and he looks at Jeff. He goes, you say one more word and I'll rip your ovaries out to Jeff. And then just to hammer it home how Jeff thinks he's such a monster, he goes, you'll get yours, Mona. What does that mean? Oh, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, that's true. And I noticed when the real story kind of comes out later that Jeff...
Same dialogue.
Yeah, well, it is. But like, and also Jeff runs in like, don't you touch my mother. Don't you touch my mother. Like she had touched... And that was kind of the version of events in his head, I think. It's like, what happened?
Like, well, okay, and that's another thing I want to ask about. Is him and Clarence, are they reliable narrators? Like, I had a question about it. Like, okay, at the end we find out that Bobby had poked some holes in in Jeff's car. He had actually thought about trying to kill him, and then halfway through he runs off because he's like, I can't do this. Okay.
Yeah. He poked a hole in like the fluxter or what was that crap?
Fenster?
Let's see.
Felter.
Fetzer valve. It's the Felter valve, and that actually is part of a fictional part of the engine introduced in the movie Fletch in 1985.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
There's your Chevy Chase connection you were talking about.
Yep, it's true. Yeah, it's a Fetzer valve. And yeah, apparently it does nothing. And there was a hole in that one, and then the brakes are cut. So automatically I was thinking, that doesn't sound right. It sounds like someone knew what they were doing and then didn't know it, you know? So
exactly.
How does that make sense? Yeah.
Bobby confesses, he's like, I was trying to kill Jeff. I couldn't go through with it. And Nev Campbell's like, you're a murderer. You killed Mona. He's like, I didn't mean to. But then you find out later that Phil was outside when Bobby did that. He ran off. So Phil gets an idea because you were wondering, like, why does Mona accidentally have Jeff's keys on her key ring? Because they've got personalized key rings.
Yep.
Remember that? So Phil cuts the brake line, switches Jeff and Mona's keys, so she'll have to take Jeff's car. So Phil killed her. But Clarence saw that.
Yeah.
So later in the movie, what happens to Phil?
Well, he gets, can we say
Jeff
that?
Jeff like throws him in the pond or whatever.
Yeah, and he's like,
and he's having trouble.
He's splashing around.
Hey, help me. How you doing?
I figured he just left him there and he drowned or something.
That's what I thought, but no. Clarence came up and drowned him.
Yep, he did, because he was a bad, bad man.
He was.
He knew all about it, yep.
But Jeff and Phil are trying to point, to Bobby, and Bobby thinks he did kill her.
Yeah.
Because he thought puncturing the Fizzner.
Because he's a sweet boy. He really is.
He is a sweet boy. A little dumb, but a sweet boy.
A bit. Yeah.
And so, but here's the thing. Okay, so here's what I was referring to. When Clarence tells DeVito this, he tells him what he did, tells him everything. Are we sure he's telling the truth or just trying to make, because we're pretty sure he killed Phil. Okay. Mm-hmm. But then he says, I couldn't just let those horrible people drag down good people like Bobby and Ella, your daughter. So
I don't think he did that with Mona, right? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying, is Clarence telling the truth that he saw Phil cut the brake line?
Oh,
I know he killed Phil. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, because part of me was wondering,
see why not? Yeah.
Because some of them are obviously lying in their flashbacks.
No, Clarence is reliable, and he's a sweet soul. I think he's the angel of the town. Chorus.
Who just
you're right.
Kills someone. Yeah. Okay. So then we're sure. Okay. Well, part of me thought that, and I was like, maybe I'm overthinking this.
Yeah.
No, there's, like I said, there are some really good things in this movie. I wrote down. Let's see. What is on here? I think I just talked about everything.
That's about it. The last thing I want to talk about is when they're all gathered together and they get the call that Jeff is at the cemetery with a gun to his head. And the sheriff's like, hey, you come with me. Everyone else stay here. You two deputies, make sure they don't go anywhere. And they take off. And then all of a sudden, all of them at the same time, even the deputies, scramble their cars to get in and drive towards the cemetery at the same time.
Yes.
Dude, I'm going to say you like this movie more than you're willing to admit. I think it's planted that seed in here, but it's such a well-done movie, but
I
also...
don't hate it.
It's not perfect, I guess, definitely not.
I'll be honest with you. I did watch it 3 times.
Did you?
Because I thought, yeah.
What?
Yeah. I watched it 3 times.
This
Because
week?
I was like, I want to make sure, I don't hate it. I think it's very funny, and there's some good stuff there. I just think it doesn't mesh as well as it should be, but because the cast is likable and they give it their all.
Yeah.
And by the way, you forgot one of the funniest gags.
Oh.
On the gravestone, somehow it says demoted wife.
Demoted wife, something,
Mother,
and
and
dressmaker.
dressmaker.
Yeah.
And he's like, your mom was a dressmaker? I don't know.
So she's a demoted wife and dressmaker. The dressmaker. He's like,
But it said demoted.
Yeah, demoted instead of devoted. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
That is very funny. I was trying to think of, I guess that's all I really wrote down. I was trying to think if there's anything
Will
else.
Ferrell
Like I
and
said,
Melissa McCarthy were really funny in this too.
Yes,
just
yes,
very
'cause
bits and you miss it, but yeah.
right? Okay, like for instance, at the funeral that nobody comes to at the wake. Well, it's the wake. Besides Casey Affleck and Neve Campbell later, nobody shows up. Will Ferrell comes out, and you can see a woman in the bedroom. And is she counting money? I don't know.
Putting lipstick on and counting money.
Oh, is she? Okay.
And
Well,
he's taking her picture or something. It's something weird.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then 2 more times when he comes out, he's got smeared lipstick
on him.
all over his face.
Yeah.
And Dana DeVito comes by and he's like, so who all was here? He's like, oh, just the son and the father and Bobby and Elle and just me and my date.
Yeah.
Or dinner date? They say something like
that. Yeah. It sounded like he was talking about just him and the dead Mona, but he really had a date in there going on.
I know. And then, like I said, later, when they're arguing at the hotel, him and Melissa McCarthy are standing outside of their room dressed in sex gear, going, keep it down!
What's wrong with you?
With you!
They're in BDSM gear, full leather and
I know! She's got her outfit half off.
Yeah. It was so good. All right. Well, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah. All right.
You go ahead and give it what you're... No, I'm going to give it what I give it. I don't be disappointed before I give mine. So
you tell me. Oh, well, you want to tell me what you thought first, or...
Oh, I love it. I absolutely do. It was even better the second time, a few years down the road for me.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite movies. It's great.
Okay.
I don't care if it has a 27 on Rotten. Screw Rotten Tomatoes sometimes. It's wrong.
So what's that rating altogether?
You'd give it at least a 73%, wouldn't you? Maybe an 80? I don't know. Okay.
Well,
so
I'll tell you.
I'm going to give it 4 Fetzer valves out of 5. Though.
Nice.
Yeah.
4. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, like I said, I don't hate this movie. I think there's some really funny stuff. I just think overall, it just doesn't work. There was an ugliness to it, which I knew there was going to be, because there's only one moment where you see Bette Midler show any humanity. Is when she almost wins a knife throwing contest, and she seems so happy. And then when they give it to Bobby, her own husband was one of the judges. And she's like, all 3 of you voted. He's like, I didn't. Phil, yes, you did. You voted.
They all say Bobby on him. I actually felt bad for her in that moment. Because she wasn't super wrong, man.
No, that's the one moment that they have any sympathy.
And she had any kind of emotional reaction that was, pretty genuine, a little selfish. But at the same time, she's like, I've never won anything. It's just a little thing, but I wanted it.
Yeah,
I don't think she was completely irrational or unreasonable in that moment.
I agree with you, because sometimes you just have a goal. You just want a little sunshine in your life.
Well, I like that
just
now, because they showed her a little bit of humanity. Everyone has, we don't know if Mona was going to change down the road. She could have been a different person 10 years later, but we'll never know because he killed her,
Well, honestly, I felt they could have shown more of her. Everybody in the town hates her, but I thought they could have shown more of why. You just see her kind of just, bashing Bobby's car and abusing Bobby.
For comedic effect more than just showing the character, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah. I guess so. I figured we wouldn't see a lot of her. Okay, so I think there's a lot in this movie that's funny and there's a lot that works, but I can see why some critics didn't like it. So I am going to give it 3 free spins.
Yeah, it's about 70%. That's perfect. All right.
Yeah, 3 spins.
Well, maybe 60,
out of 5. Hang on, I'm not done.
Okay.
3 free spins out of 5 ripped ovaries.
Yay!
So it was. Yeah,
Shannon mildly recommends this movie. I highly recommend this movie. It looks so charming and quaint on the outside, but on the inside, it's as depraved as It's Always Sunny it can be.
Yeah. Like the generic lady. She's trying to console Neve Campbell. She's trying to seduce her.
Yeah.
Like out of nowhere. Where did that come from?
I love that.
Like,
He was like, I experimented when I was your age.
And Neve Campbell looks at him like, what?
It's a clever little slice of life, is what it is. It's fine. I love it.
There's some good one-liners in it, but I gotta say, I would have been okay if Jeff had gone off the cliff. I hate Jeff.
He lived, didn't he? He didn't die.
He did live. He's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he's still going to be around being terrible, and I hate that. Like,
he killed a dog on purpose. He's flirting with a preteen. He doesn't do any work. Like, Bobby does all the work, and so... We all know a guy like
It's true. We all have our life, and they're there. They're in our lives because we don't have a choice for our lives. Especially when we're younger, like we just are where we are, and people are there too,
Right. Like I have a friend from school that I like him, but the more and more I tell my kids about him, they're like, "Why were you friends?" And I'm like, "Because our class had 20 people in it."
Yeah, I mean, we're all together, stuck in a bucket. Yeah. What do you do?
There you go. All right. Well, that was
That was good. We are going to try to start also giving thumbs up or thumbs down on Siskel and Ebert or Ebert and Roper's. And we did forget that. And I'm going to say the review. I'm going to give that a thumbs down this week.
Okay. I'm going to give it a marginal thumbs up just because I agree with their quibbles.
Okay.
But I do disagree that the movie is not worth... I say it's worth seeing at least once for everybody. So if you like I said, the cast is wonderful. It's an all-star cast. I don't know how he assembled all these great people.
I'm glad you watched it 3 times just to make sure. 3 times is what it takes. Listen to an album 3 times, you'll get it. Watch a movie 3 times, you'll get it. Or you won't, if it's not worth it. That's what I say.
Right.
But let's move on. What's next, Shannon?
Well, I think you know what's next, matches. Coming up next, we've got a live dance scene from Johnny Mona. No, I'm going to attempt to write a theme song about the movie that we watched. I was inspired this week, and I think you're going to like it. And hopefully, I haven't looked at my phone where I wrote it. Hopefully, there's not a whole lot of mistypes.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So, are you ready for this week's song?
Absolutely, positively ready.
Ooh, I like it when you talk French. Okay, here we go. I gotta get in the mood. Ooh, I got a knack for this. Hang on. Ooh, she's a hateful one. Ungrateful son. Ooh, everybody run. Here comes Mona. Ooh, she brings them down. The whole town. Everybody got a reason to kill Mona. Now the car won't stop. Won't slow down. Looks like the big bad witch is gonna drown. Aye. Woo! Drowning Mona. Who killed Mona? Ooh, her husband's really glad. I'm not so sad. DeVito's gonna find out what happened to Mona. Looking for a suspect. You think it's the brother up in Affleck. My. Woo! Come on, matches. Drowning Mona. Drowning Mona. Ooh! Whale, do you think I made the audition?
Absolutely terrible.
Simon?
No, it was bad. It's gonna be no. Sorry. It was the most terrible sound I've ever heard coming into my ears. I'm so sorry. I'm not really. It was terrible.
Oh my gosh.
Oh well, maybe next time.
Fine.
I need to work on this. It used to be better.
Well, what about you, Britney Spears from The X Factor?
Oh no.
Don't you remember she was the judge on The X Factor?
She sure was.
Oh yeah. She didn't know she was, but she was.
Apparently, man. Oh man. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. She was abused. She was a battered daughter.
I mean, yeah. Speaking of blessed hearts, we are going to talk about our next subject matter, our next segment, our next appetizer on the platter that is NOMS. I believe this is the showstopper, the big papa. What are we going to do, Matches?
It's the video movie corner pick of the week.
Fixing it post.
All right. It's pretty close.
Tell them all about the video movie corner pick of the week.
Well, guys, the video movie corner pick of the week is something we do toward the end of every show where we recommend a movie from the local corner video music store or movie store down by the street. Yeah, over there.
And music.
Yeah, what are you going to pick this week? Are you going to pick Maximum Overdrive? No, I'm too young and my parents won't let me watch it. Are you going to pick Labyrinth? No, it looks evil. It looks like the devil, so we can't rent Labyrinth.
patches are you having a flashback?
Looks like it's Pippi Longstocking again.
Uh-oh.
Pippi Longstocking coming into your town again.
Patches, are you okay? Is this a therapeutic moment?
Sorry. There's certain movies I was so interested in I wanted to see and I didn't get to see.
Oh, well, that reminds me. We rented from a place called Curtis Mathis that no longer exists. It was like an electronics store. I know. It was in El Dorado.
I know the name.
And it was an electronics store that just happened to have like a huge wall of videos. But they had a room. It's not that room. They had a room that was all for horror. And,
Really?
yes. And I would accidentally end up in that room every time. And there'd be Freddy's face. And there'd be blood.
Yeah.
Right? So just... scary stuff. Bernadette Peters. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. She's a treasure. She's a treasure. Yeah. She's great, Nanny. You know, isn't it funny how there are actors and actresses? They might be in some big movies or TV shows, but they're really known for Broadway. Like Patti LuPone. Yeah. Like you say Patti LuPone to someone who's not very Broadway musically, they might be like, who's that? And you'd be like, the mom from Life Goes On.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah.
But she is Broadway royalty, right?
Yeah, she is. Yeah. She was great in that
Agatha All
Along series. That was a really, like, at first I was like, I don't know if this is good or not. And by the end, I was just hooked. It was so good. Well done. Like, well done.
Yes. Yes. I do
Best
love
Marvel
the
I've seen in a minute. Yeah.
Best Marvel you've seen. Okay. All right. Well, it is time for the video movie pick of the week, where, like you said, we pick a movie that was either done before Siskel Ebert's time or after, or maybe they didn't cover it all.
Or maybe we can't find a review. Yeah. Or maybe they did. Maybe. Yeah, we just like it.
We do. We're going to love it.
I've got mine this week. Do you have yours this week?
I do have mine. I just wrote it down as we were talking. I'm kidding. Do you?
It's okay if you did. I don't care.
We've done that before, haven't we?
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah. Well, usually I have something in mind. Sometimes I'll forget it. Sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to do that one. I got to think of something else real quick. You know?
Right.
Just the way it goes. Yeah.
Well, I've got a TV next to me sometimes, and I would be remiss if I didn't go, my video movie pick of the week is click, 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 click.
What you watching?
I'm glad you asked, Drowning Mona. I usually have the movie going that we're reviewing.
That's good. Yeah. That's a good idea. Yeah, I've got my TV behind this little screen behind me. So I can't really see it, but yeah. Okay.
You can only guess.
Well,
would you like to go first?
I would.
Okay.
For a chain. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Last week I went first, so this week I'm
I'm sorry, Mr. Producer. Go ahead, Mr. Hollywood. I'm sorry I only have one hand.
Oh, my God. Not again.
Shut up. It's me, Jeff. You want to fight? Where's my beer?
Okay, here we go,
She's only
y'all.
31.
My video movie corner pick of the week this week is a movie. A crazy, over-the-top action movie this week.
Crossroads with Britney Spears.
Close.
Okay.
We're talking about 2011's Nicolas Cage vehicle, Drive Angry.
Yes! Actually, it was 2010, but that's okay. Keep going.
Something like that.
I think it was. Yeah.
2010, 11, somewhere around the end of that.
Whatever. I'm being a geek. I love this movie. Go ahead.
You've seen it?
I think it's great.
I was hoping you'd see it. I forgot to watch it. It's been so long now. I thought it just came out like 5 years ago or something. Like
No.
I was like,
I was so excited to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was so excited to see it that I actually paid to rent it on my satellite.
Did you really? Okay. Yeah, because there was a big hype about it at
it.
the time. Like, this is an over-the-top Nicolas Cage movie. You're going to love it, you know.
And it was.
I always knew I would like it, but I just forgot to watch it, I guess. And I saw a little clip of it, and I looked through the comments for 5 hours to find out what movie it was. Because it was the guy from Drowning Mona.
William Fichtner.
Yeah.
Tell us about the movie, sir.
Yeah, well, this movie is about Nicolas Cage, who could be escaped from prison or hell or wherever, and he's driving real angry. He's back with a vengeance to avenge his daughter from her cult killers. Mm-hmm. And there is another woman in it that drives along with him. And then she was gone. So, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, it's a good movie, Ben. It's fun. It's over the top. It's silly. Yeah. It's not.
It is.
Not, the best well-written shot movie in the whole world, but you have a lot of fun with the action. You have a lot of fun with the over-the-top violence. Kind of figuring out what's going on with him, really. I mean, you kind of know the whole time, And then also, old dude from Drowning Mona. What was his name again?
William Fichtner.
I always forget his name. Why do I forget his name? Anyway,
I don't know. Oh,
brilliant.
Here's my thing. Oh, go ahead.
He's brilliant. Yeah.
2 different TV shows, he has played lawmen that have been kind of shady with something to hide. Prison Break and Invasion, a short-lived show that I loved about aliens.
I love Invasion. That was my first thing I not remember him from, but like notice how good of an actor he was. I guess.
Really?
I think he was in
Labine
Go,
was in that movie.
and I got Go or one of those.
Yes, he was in Go as the cop.
That's right. Yeah.
Who was using Scott Wolf and Jay Moore as his little informants or whatever, because he caught him with weed.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's great. But yeah, Drive Angry, man. Go see it. It's great. It's on Tubi and everything.
I think Billy Burke from Fire Country on CBS and Revolution from NBC and some other stuff, he plays the villain, the cult leader.
Oh, is that who that is? Okay. Yeah, he looked familiar to me for sure, but he was really good. Yeah, scary. He was scary.
Oh, an American Housewife, I think that's the name. Katie Mixon has a tiny, tiny part in it. Really? I love Katie Mixon. She's adorable. She's great. From Eastbound and Down.
Right,
okay, awesome. Drive Angry. I love Drive Angry.
Yeah, it's fun.
Drive Angry is great. It's guilty pleasure fun.
It is. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, mine is, I wouldn't say it's a guilty pleasure. I'd say it's a really good movie. Sure. I'm going to stick with the theme from last week.
What is it?
Documentaries?
I'm just kidding.
No, you're very close. It's West Side Story. Actually, that's one of the greatest movies. We'll do it another time.
Okay.
My movie is another James Bond film starring Roger Moore. I thought I would sing the praises. It's from 1973. It's his debut as 007. It's Live and Let Die.
Chicken pot pie. You know. Yeah, I get it.
Da-na-na. 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 One of the greatest James Bond themes of all time, I think we should say. Done by Paul McCartney.
Yep.
Paul McCartney and Wings. So, Live and Let Die is Roger Moore's debut from the Ian Fleming novel. It is a fun, if he's going to debut in any movie, it would have to be this one. It is a fun, over-the-top romp that takes you from the cities of Harlem, New Orleans, and Jamaica, and sort of. It involves 007 finding out, tracing a Mr. Big, who is a drug dealer, a little bit like Sanchez, but he has a bigger plan. He wants to give free heroin to every customer, so then he can get them hooked and put the other heroin dealers out of business. And it just so happens that Mr.
Really?
Yes. And it just so happens that Mr. Big also is his alter ego, his real person, is a actual president of a sort of banana republic in the Congo-ish area. And the villain is played by Yaphet Kotto. And I think that's how you say his name. And if you don't know who that is, then think Alien. He's the black guy in Alien. That was one of his.
Really?
Yeah, that was not one of his early movies. Yeah. He was in Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Dead.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of good stuff. Yaphet Kotto. This is the one with Teehee, the henchman Teehee I was telling you about.
Teehee, I love it.
And Jane Seymour, a very foxy and young Jane Seymour is in this movie.
Okay.
As Solitaire. Yeah. It's very good. It's got voodoo. It's got alligators. It's got a shark. It's got a pellet that makes things expand and blow up. You'll have to see it to believe it. And something that I thought was wrong at the time, but I've learned to live with. Do you remember Annie, the movie? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember the character of Punjab?
Yes.
Okay. I forget the guy's name. Was it Jeffrey Ross or something like that? He was a Broadway actor and ballet dancer who went into movies because he was a very large dude with a bald head, had a very commanding presence. He also did commercials for 7-Up when we were little kids, like 7-Up.
Yeah.
And he had this voice, this booming laugh, this ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
He plays a villain. He plays a henchman called Baron Samedi, based on the actual, voodoo god and everything.
Yeah.
And he's kind of a bad guy.
Really?
And I was shocked because as a kid, I knew him as Punjab. Yeah. And then I'm watching him. Yeah.
Huh. There's
what
also
snakes in it, which I'm not a big fan.
What nationality is he?
Well, he might be American. I don't know. I've looked up his bio before. He was great. He was great.
Yeah.
Well, Live and Let Die, starring Roger Moore, Jane Seymour, and all those other great actors. Oh, and like I said, the Felix Leitner from License to Kill, same actor. He plays Felix in this one. There you go.
Okay.
Mine is Live and Let Die from 1973.
I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, and that's the video
movie
corner. Pick up the We'll fix it in post. Hey there. It's always nice to meet a fan. I know what you're thinking. Wow, Maui? It's me. I see what's happening here. You're in or you going off a cliff. Don't even know what you did. Wasn't the brakes? It's nice to see that people never change. Open your eyes.
Shannon.
Let's begin.
Wait,
It's
Shannon.
me. It's Maui. Breathe it in.
It's not Drowning Moana.
What?
It's not Drowning Moana. It's Drowning Mona.
Oh, crap. Did I read the text wrong?
Yeah.
I watched Drowning Moana, a very quirky yet sad story about a young island girl who tries to lead her family, but she drives a Yugo right into the ocean.
Nope.
And
wait, what?
yeah. I've been driving under the water, and I think I'm getting hotter because I didn't roll the window down. Yeah, I think I watched the wrong movie.
I'm sorry.
Drowning Moaner. Oh, well. Well, there you go. Hey, we're going to get back to the show in just a second, but this is for all you guys out there. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Do you want to lose that stubborn belly fat? So do I. All right, Matches. Let's...
And we're back.
And we're back. I just wanted to let you know I've got that dream.
Thanks.
I'm going to keep this on for the rest of the show.
Yeah, it's fine. Thurman,
so Drowning
you're
Mona
a dream.
is a... What's that?
Thurman, you're a dream come true.
Oh, thanks, Billy Bob.
Thanks, Thurman Merman.
That's right. Wait, did Thurman Merman, was he in Trick or Treat, or am I wrong?
He was, yeah.
Okay, because he looked the same.
He met a really bad fate, but I think. But
oh man, he did. No, he totally did. He totally
that's
did.
right.
Yeah,
that was him.
That's a great movie. Do you think? Do you think Ebert and Roper reviewed that because it finally got released in 2000?
They could have, but their 2007, 2008 shows have like 2 or 3 episodes each.
Oh,
maybe copyright, maybe I don't know.
I still remember the trailer being on the DVD of 300 when that came out, around August. And then, 2 years later, they just dumped it in theaters or something.
Yeah, that's true. Why. Yeah, what happened with that?
Yeah, it was the Drowning Mona of its day. But really good. So you love Drowning Mona. I think it's worth to watch at least once.
You loved it. 3 is a good score. Come on.
3 is a good number. They can find it on Peacock. They can also find it on Tubi and the Roku channel.
Wait, which one?
Drowning Mona.
Is it? Why did I buy it? What?
Because I wanted to watch it without you bought it. Because you love it. That's why.
Maybe I didn't look it up before. I don't know. I usually look it up before just to see.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I just rented it. It was like
I picked Peacock because I was like, I picked Peacock because we had the version that doesn't have commercials. Because I'm sorry. If I'm paying for it, I don't want to have commercials.
Man. It's hard to watch commercials these days.
Oh, because they don't let you fast forward on streaming.
Yeah, right now I'm paying $30 for Hulu, Disney Plus, and Max in that bundle with no commercial.
Really?
Yeah, $30 for all 3 of them. No commercials. $18. It's $16.99 plus tax if you want the commercials in all 3. So that's not bad to have all 3 of them. But I couldn't stand the commercials, so right now I'm at 30. Yeah.
See, we have the Disney Plus Hulu bundle, but apparently the Hulu we have has commercials. So which is why sometimes when I see a commercial for a new show or movie, and I'm like, oh, don't be Hulu.
Yeah,
dang it.
Hulu's commercials are the worst. They're designed to annoy you into paying $20 for their service,
Yes, because they come in when you least expect it. And the killer is, do you have an itchy rash that you can't control?
And the commercials are so upbeat and annoying. I think it's on purpose.
It is.
The worst commercials ever.
But at least they let you know on the top right-hand corner how long it's going to be.
Yeah, but Netflix is probably the worst. They have less commercials when they have commercials on their commercial plan, but you don't get all of the content. They lock some behind the paywall and say you need to pay the full price to watch this movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and it's like you think, oh yeah, maybe it's because this movie cost them lots of money. It's not theirs, but it'll do it on Netflix originals too. And you're like, that's probably the worst thing I've ever seen a streamer do. Netflix used to be the good guy, and all of a sudden they're the bad guy.
Yeah, they were the originator. Now they're the imitator.
Whenever all of them were cracking down on password sharing and stuff, Netflix was like, oh, that's cute. Share your password all you want,
Not anymore.
And then they had to crack down on that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to pay $3 extra on Prime just to avoid 1 or 2 ads. That's annoying. Because that's why I liked Prime. I was like, ooh, no ads. Yay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, speaking of no ads, if you would like to sponsor us, maybe be a paid advertiser, or maybe you've got a barbecue bar mitzvah that you want us to sponsor.
We can do that. I'm down. I'm not. There's no shame in this game.
That's right. We will sell out for $1. Isn't that right? Eats Doritos.
That's right. All right.
Well, tell the people how they can reach us real quick.
Well, you can comment down below wherever you're watching this. We're on YouTube. You can watch this or listen to us on Spotify, and you can only listen to us only. No video on Apple Podcast. And you can comment down below. That's great. Spotify is free for podcasts. I found out if you pay premium, though, you get all sorts of audio. I didn't realize they had audiobooks on Spotify, so that's kind of neat. Yeah, they're all free with your premium subscription. They got some neat stuff on there, but yeah, you don't have to pay for it. You can watch us on Spotify or anywhere. Okay. And so you can also get in touch with us at NOMS Podcast, NOMS Podcast at gmail.com. But yeah, do leave a like, subscribe, and do leave a comment because it helps us grow. Thank you.
Oh, truly dooley. I gotta say, wearing this wig, do you remember that episode of Scrubs in the first season where JD's standing there with Dr. Cox and he's trying to console a family, and like one of the family members has like a really crazy curly fro, and there's a white guy, and he's all like, you know, JD, you go into his mind and goes, I wonder what I'd look like with that. And in his mind he's going,
yeah, that's it.
Just kind of dancing. That's what it feels like.
I bet it does.
Thank you for watching or listening to NOMS, and we'll see you next time. You go, girl. Get it? It's a you go. Oh, we'll see you next time. Oh, real quick. Bette Midler's license plate says you go, mama.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Or did it say Mona? I don't know.
Oh, it might. That's a good question.
I think it was
it's a 4-3 watch.
M&A. Mona? I think, yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, you might be right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Please wear that wig every time.
Oh, I'm gonna. Here, bears.
Nom nom nom.
Nom nom nom.